this is obviously a pretty challenging week for the team after what happened Thursday. And man, I felt so bad for obviously Eckler, but Dietrich Wise. I mean, I just felt so bad for him. But to lose two starters in the same game for the year, I mean that just doesn't happen a lot. How are you feeling about losing those guys?
Man, yeah, I mean, if you ask me, I've had experience, with that, and it's always tough.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you do better than anything else in the world. Like we play football, of course. Fathers, and we do other things in life, but this is what we were born to do, and so to have that, taken away from you is tough. And we lost two good soldiers. Eckler's a great player. Cornerstone for the team, and so was D. Wise, man. And those guys do everything right. They do everything right. They're some of the first guys in the facility, and some of the last guys to leave all the time. So
Vaughn,
two cornerstone pieces, man.
Yeah, what's that like mentally for you and your teammates when these guys are getting taken away on a cart? It's a serious injury, and then 2 or 3 minutes later, you guys are back to playing NFL football. Like, how do you flip that switch? I guess, like you said, you've seen it before. You just have to move on and process it.
Yeah, you said you just gotta move on, man. And you can't replace those guys, but you just gotta find a way to just take the next step. And it's tough. It's emotional, especially I'm really good friends with D. Wise, and I've known Austin for a long time too. So really good friends with those guys. It's an emotional element of it too. You just gotta keep going.
So, Vaughn, we were talking this morning about Jaden's status and his style of play. Mina Kimes from ESPN said maybe he's going to need to change his style of play. You just played in Buffalo with Josh Allen, totally different body type, bigger guy than Jaden Daniels, but also a guy who absorbs a lot of hits. I'm wondering, when you were in Buffalo, did people talk about him changing his style of play? And what is your take on Jaden?
It's crazy. You talk about style of play. I mean, he didn't do anything on that play. He was just running to the left, and he's trying to cross the line. I think it was like he got a 3-yard gain on that play. It's not like he was running wild left to right like Tim Tebow used to do. It wasn't nothing like that. He just that's just part of the game, and especially when you get a star player get banged up, man, it's always tough. And they tried to make that conversation happen with Josh, but Josh he just has his own playing style, and he wasn't changing it for nobody. And we noticed that early on. He'll slide here and there, but that's just how Josh gets down, man.
Right. And Jaden, I mean, that's part of Jaden's strength, is getting out of the pocket and running. I mean, he had 850 yards rushing last year and 7 or 8 touchdowns. I mean, you can't take that away.
No, you can't take that away. And he does it. He does it at the, from a defensive perspective, he does it at the worst times that you could possibly imagine for a defense. And he gets first down here, first down there. 800 yards for a quarterback is insane. So,
right.
That's just part of how he gets down too, and that's a weapon and a strength of ours.
So, Vaughn, in your career, you've had some knee issues. You've torn your ACL, you've had meniscus tear, MCL sprain. What's it like when it's a more minor injury? Let's say that you sprain your MCL, battling with kind of the doctors, what they want, versus you and your competitive spirit wanting to get back on the field.
For me, I early in my career, I feel like you should take as much time as possible. It was harder, to take all that time. When you're 13, you're 14, like it's just harder because you don't know how many years you're gonna play. So it depends on where you're at in your career and how many years where you fall in that spectrum.
How tough is it, especially as an older guy, an older vet, to come back and play 3 days later on a Thursday night?
It's obvious that it's a challenge. But
yeah.
Like I said earlier, this is what we've been doing our whole entire life. Like, it's not like, it can't be done. Like, and every team does it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's something crazy, but obviously it's a challenge to get, the body ready to go on Thursday. But it's something that we do. Like we can roll out of bed and play football, but it's definitely a challenge, but it can be done.
So let's go back to that Thursday night game. What challenges did the Packers offense present to you? Because they seem to be clicking.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, they got a good team.
Yeah.
They got a really good team. They've had a good team for a long time. We played a really good team week 2. It was a good test for us. And despite all of that, despite them clicking and having success, we still had a chance, to bring the game close, and we still had a chance to make the game very competitive at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Offense had just scored. I think it was 10-17. Their offense gets the ball back, and all we need is a stop, and we get our offense back the ball back. So, we had our moments in that game to make it a little bit more, challenging and opportunities to bring the game a little bit closer. We just weren't able to do it, and a loss here and there is really good medicine, in my opinion. I've been on teams that when I first got to Buffalo, I think we lost week 3, and everybody was so bummed and heartbroken because they thought that we was going to go undefeated and win every game in the season. So, I've been on teams where it's just like, that's the expectation is to win every game. But the reality of it is like, those things are going to happen. You just got to be able to change some games together late in the season and to get it done.
We're joined by Von Miller from the Commanders on the Rude Guest Hotline. Getting back to that Packers game for a second, I was unaware that Jordan Love had that truck stick in him that he brought to Amos when he got out of the pocket. Were you surprised by that? By the physicality of Jordan Love in that game?
Yeah, I think it was a surprise for everybody. I think it was a surprise for Amos too. When you get guys on the sideline like that, they quarterbacks, that's a weird place, to try to tackle a quarterback during the game, because you don't know if they're gonna run out, you don't know if they're gonna try to step in, you don't know if they're gonna tightrope to the very last minute and then step out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a weird place.
Yeah, how do you balance that? Because going back to week 1, Mahomes was running to the sideline, and the defender pulled up, and then he just
kept going.
He plowed him because I'm sure the defender, like you're mentioning, like
probably thought he was going to go out of bounds.
I'm going to get a flag if I hit Mahomes here. I'm sure that's running through your head too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that is a weird place on the football field to tackle a quarterback. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they keep going, and at the last minute they step out. And if you go all the way through and you try to run through them and they step out, then that's a 15-yard penalty. So, that's a weird place for a defender to try to tackle a quarterback.
Hey Von, the guy that kind of killed you guys on Thursday was Tucker Kraft, their tight end, and he's good. He's a good player. But he had 6 catches for $124 and a score. 57-yarder was his long. I don't know how many plays you were on the field when he had those 6 catches, but why was he so wide open? It seemed like he was wide open all night. Were there busted coverages there, or what happened?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm I love Tuck. That's one of my favorite players in the league, and we switched jerseys after the game. Like that's one of my guys. But it's not like he was just like killing guys one-on-one routes and getting open. Like it was, he was in the middle of the zone.
Yeah.
Or, it was middle of the zones, or like. He was wide open on plays, and he was able to just, break a tackle here, and now he's going for 40 yards. So, it's just things that we got to tighten up defensively. He did break, a couple of tackles and extended plays though. Like he did have a great game, but those big pass plays that he was able to get, he was just in a.
He's a big dude, man. He's a big dude.
Why is he one of your guys? What's the connection between Von Miller and Tucker Kraft?
The NFLPA golf tournament.
Golf tournament.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
What kind of game do you have as a golfer?
Man, I'm up and down. I really up and down. I really don't play that much during the season. I just try to put all my focus in on being the best football player I could possibly be. But if we get breaks like we just had these last 3 days, I'll go and play a little bit. But that's not enough to like stay on top of the game. But in the off season, I'm a little bit better. During the season, I'm terrible.
Do you live in Texas in the off season?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm in Dallas, Texas.
So you play down there all the time.
What's the handicap?
I mean, I got it down to a 16 this last off season.
All right, there you go.
Yeah,
nice job. Hey, when you play on a Thursday, how much NFL football do you watch if you're not playing on a Sunday?
I'll see every single game.
Oh, really?
I'm a sports junkie.
Perfect fit.
I see every single game. I see every single play. Football is my life, man. I love everything about it, top to bottom. Games, watching games, playing in games, practice, joint practice, anything involved with the NFL. I love it, man.
Now I got to ask you, are you a fantasy football dork like all the other guys here that you're talking to, or no? Is that where you draw the line?
No, I'm not. I haven't played fantasy football in my 15 years.
You play real football because you're a real man.
I got to tell you, don't start. Vaughn, don't start because it's addicting.
What'd you think of the end of the Broncos game? How frustrating would that be for you, where the Colts line up, 60-yard field goal, and then there's a leverage call which gives them a second shot at it, and Denver ends up losing?
Yeah. I mean that's tough, man. And I think I saw like a little news clip. I didn't really get into it with Sean Payton. He took the blame for that. I'm not sure what Sean did, but that's when you give a team a second chance to win. We lost to the Broncos like that a couple years ago. I think in 2023 we had too many men on the field for a game-winning field goal, and they missed it. And they got a chance to retry it, and they won it. That was my first time playing the Denver Broncos since I had left. So
that's brutal.
At the end of the day, those moments are what. No matter how bad they suck, those moments here and there in the National Football League, they make the game great. They make viewership run so high. They make these headlines and guys will talk about it. The refs calling the flag here or there. Like, that's just part of the game, man, and it makes football what it is.
Talking to Von Miller, edge rusher for the Commanders, had a half sack against the Packers. Just quickly before we dive into your matchup against the Raiders, another one of these big issues is the tush push. In the Chiefs-Eagles game, they ran that play 11% of the offensive plays. Would you want that play banned? It's not fun to watch as a fan.
No, it's not fun to watch. And I think every team has their own variation of it, or they can try to do it. But obviously, the Eagles are the best at it. And when you got to score points, if you're able to score points and get them out of that. That would be my assessment on how to get away from that play. If it's a tight game, then obviously they can just run that play like up and down the field. But if you're able to score points like the Chiefs normally are able to do, and you're able to get some extension away from those guys, they'll get away from that tush push. And the Cowboys, when they played the Cowboys, we won. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys were able to get a little bit of extension, and you didn't see that play till really late in the game. So you gotta be able to create some extension.
Have you sacked Geno Smith before?
I don't think I have.
All right, you got to add it to your list.
It's been a lot of guys. I don't know if I have, but yeah, I watched that game last night too.
Oh wow!
And 3 picks, man. They create a tough game early. I expect the Raiders to come in here like a wounded dog, man, ready and thirsty for a win, and we're gonna get their best shot.
Well, you guys are a wounded dog too. We gotta get that win, bro.
All right, Vaughn, we know you got to run, but
dog fight.
All right.
Vaughn, don't think that we haven't forgotten about putting our order together for Greener Pastures Chicken. That you're going to get that order. It's coming, and it's going to be a big one.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Honestly, I just got to check with the guys, man. I forgot to get your address and stuff too, so I can send you out some merch or some gear.
Yeah, we'll be sure to get that too.
We get some merch?
Yeah, of course.
Love that.
Be rocking that green hat that I see him wearing in all the pressers.
You just let us know.
Yeah.
All right, Vaughn, thanks again, man. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next week, and best of luck against the Raiders.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for everything.
All right, bro.
Man, of course. It's Von Miller, Commander's edge rusher on the Rude Guest Hotline. When we come back, we're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Adam Sandler when he brings his tour to Capital One Arena at the end of September. So keep listening for your chance to win. Commanders fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Commanders MVP membership. You get all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win game tickets, access to exclusive team events and experiences, along with 15% off Commanders gear at the online pro shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Commanders MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Commanders to upgrade today, or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.